Yes, we're in the Old Town Square. This used to be the horse market, actually. Everybody would come here to do their shopping. So, we'll start right here. This is the Tin Church. It was built in the 11th century, and it used to be, it was a Catholic church, and then for 200 years it was a Hussite Protestant church. And the symbol of the Hussite Protestant is a chalice. Has anybody seen a church with a chalice on top? Does everyone know what a chalice is? It's like a wine glass, the metal golden wine glasses. So if you see a church like that, that's a Hussite church. So you see where the Virgin Mary is up there? That used to be a golden chalice. And when it turned back into a Catholic church, they put the Virgin Mary up there. Does anyone notice anything different about the two towers?
There's a lot of towers.
But there's something different about these two. The difference between the two.
The one is a little larger than the other, that's the only thing.
Yes, the right one is actually larger than the left one.
Okay.
And when they were building it,
they made a mistake.
It was a mistake.
So they killed the
But that would have been
architect.
defacing a Catholic church if you messed up, even if it was an accident. So they made a story up that the right one is Adam and the left one represents Eve.
Of course, that's quite natural, isn't it?
So yeah, and so the outside is Gothic, but the whole inside of the church is actually Baroque. And it has the largest pipe organ, the oldest pipe organ in Prague is in this church. And there's a bride coming at us. Very nice.
Oh wow! We're going to have a, here comes a bride, a beautiful bride, and the groom. Good luck, kids, okay? You're looking real good.
Okay, and the famous astronomer Tycho Brahe is actually buried in the Tin Church. Then we'll move along right over here. This is Jan Hus. So, if you've heard me mention Hussite Church before, he's the head of the Protestant church, the Hussites, Jan Hus. He actually came 100 years before Martin Luther, and he was put to death. And he said, in 100 years, somebody will come that you'll have to listen to. And 100 years later, Martin Luther came. And so Hussite Church was actually Martin Luther's the Protestant church predecessor. Okay.
Hey, why did they kill him?
Because he was going against the Catholic Church.
I think we read in a brochure somewhere that he was put to death because No, there was some other guy that his eyes were taken out because he created...
I'll get to him.
Oh, sorry about that. We'll get back.
No, it's okay. It's actually very close, so
Okay.
you're in the right vicinity. So this church right here, this is one of two St. Nicholas churches. It's also called the Birthday Cake Church because of all the pretty little decorations on it.
It's beautiful.
And it's beautiful, and it's said to be a masterpiece because all of the buildings around it were there before this church was there, and they kind of squeezed it in, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like it was always meant to be there. And they have concerts in there. It's very beautiful inside. The concerts, the sound isn't the best, but it's very beautiful. And this is actually still a Hussite church. And then we'll pass it along the way, but just to the left of this church is the house that Franz Kafka was born in, and it actually burned down, but the doorway's still there, and there's a plaque that says this is the house that Franz Kafka was born in. And then, you can't see them because there are too many tourists, but if anybody has walked past here, there are 27 crosses on the ground. When I finish talking, I'll let you walk over there later, and just for a few minutes take some pictures. And there were 47 Bohemian noblemen who were put to trial by the Habsburgs and the Austrians, and 27 of them were beheaded right here in the town square. So we have the crosses there for their remembrance. It was the Austrians showing their muscles, trying to scare everybody into submission. So all the crosses on the ground, you'll see them all over there. Now, what you were talking about is the astronomical clock. Has anyone seen the astronomical clock yet?
Not yet. Read about it.
It's actually astronomical and astrological. So you can look at this clock and you can find out not only what time it is, what month it is, the horoscope, anything you want, the position of the sun and the moon. And does anyone know what name days are?
No.
Name days? Do you have name days?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, for those of you who don't have name days, there are only 365 Czech names. If you've noticed that everybody seems to have the same name, that's why. Because they're all on the clock. Every person, just like a birthday, every person has a name day. And so you can see all the names. And so this clock was built in 1410. And when you go look at it, you'll see it's very, very advanced. It was built in 1410. And Hanush is the man who designed it and built it. And the king thought that it was so beautiful and didn't want anybody else to have an astronomical clock. So he actually took red-hot pokers and burned Hanush's eyes out so that he couldn't build anything as beautiful as that anywhere else. So when Hanush was old and he was on his deathbed, he asked the king if he could go up and touch the clock just one last time. He said it was his life's work, his masterpiece, but it was also what destroyed him. So he asked if he could go up and touch it.